Welcome back, everybody. We are here in the final of the chocolate top 8. We are remaining with JB's journey with Tron, and Will is here. Did we get a peek on what Will's playing?
Amulet Titan.
Amulet Titan. So we all know what we've seen today. We've seen this deck a couple of times.
Also, best beard in UK Magic. I'm going to say.
Hands down, Will Atkins has better. Kapani's, Conrad is really good. It seems kind of slow. So is Conrad really good? It seems kind of slow and has restrictions. It's really good in the right deck, right? At the right time. Like,
I think alongside Ephemerate, it's nice. We saw it do some work for Will today. I think 1 is a nice place to be, 1 or 2.
It's one of the best one-offs, probably.
You find it off Overlord of the Belmerk, all that sort of things. But Esper has officially been knocked out of the chocolate top 8. We're down to Tron. So Will Hall's nemesis taking him down in the semi-finals. And Will on Amulet Titan, I'm like 99% sure. Nice show of sportsmanship there. Handshake before the game. May the best man win. And I believe JB is on the play due to seeding.
That's correct. Due to there still being in the semi-finals, as before we started this match, the main event is still going on. So not too sure. They may start the final and finish the final by the time this matchup finishes, or we may find ourselves being able to switch the final on. We'll keep you up to date. We'll keep you up to date with the finals. But what a day of Magic this has been. What a day of coverage, and what a day of UK coverage as well. So obviously, if you have enjoyed
celebrating the UK Magic scene, we'll say.
Yeah, if you have enjoyed yourself and you've enjoyed being here, you just need to let the socials know. You need to let you need to let Axion know, and also shout out Magic Online, who've given us a lot of things to be able to give away during the day. We will have more tomorrow. Please keep an eye out for the Oldie Mo Dave socials, where we'll just be dropping codes like they're hot everywhere.
Snoop. Okay.
What's JB's path to victory then? Just find the answers always?
Yeah, so I was speaking to JB just before this round, putting the card on the bottom for that Mulligan 6. This is actually quite a rough match for JB. Kozilek's Command can exile some cards out of the graveyard. I've just knocked the camera a little bit, but I think we're still okay.
I think we're okay.
So Crumbling Vestige, playing an Arboreal Grazer, putting the Simic Growth Chamber in and picking it up. So a quote-unquote fair turn 1 from Amulet Titan. Second Tron land and Expedition map ready, so we're going to have Tron on turn 3 for JB. An Explore to open up with, and we'll see what Will can do with 2 land drops here. So Crumbling Vestige, that adds a mana.
That's like a good one.
A different Crumbling Vestige, that adds another mana. And Aftermath Analyst.
That's good.
Urza Saga going into the graveyard. 2 Urza Sagas going into the graveyard. So we could always see the fair Aftermath Analyst here.
Tron?
Playing out the Aftermath Analyst is very brave in the face of Tron. If this gets Devour of Destiny, then the combo line gets shut down.
Yeah. You only play like the one analyst usually in this deck, or?
Yeah, ordinarily it's only one. You can Green Sun Zenith for it, you can Summoner's Pact for it, and drawing too many of them can be really detrimental to your combo plans, even though it's a pivotal card.
Yeah.
Getting to exile that can just remove the combo line completely. The other way that JB can get ahead in these games is going to be Thought-Knot Seer. Yes. For hand interaction as well, and some Dismember out the sideboard. So,
right, I've just seen that.
There is a Thought-Knot Seer in hand, yeah. So, only 2 Tron lands being touched. That kind of indicates to me that there isn't going to be exile removal for this Aftermath Analyst.
Which is probably the important outcome for this Analyst, is if you can get it exiled, that's the ideal. But a Cyrus
Ember, that's it.
But in this matchup, like,
you can eat a Primeval Titan on an attack, that sort of thing, but it's literally just going to be a clock piece. So Splunking, that's going to be our untapper. Drawing a card, that looks like a Summoner's Pact picked up. Simic Growth Chamber being put into play, picking up the Crumbling Vestige.
Yeah, replaying.
So 5 mana available. We can just crack the Analyst here, get to Urza Saga's back set up. But we're just going to go for a Scape Shift. So adding a green mana off of the Crumbling Vestige.
Here comes the pad.
Here comes the notepad. Scape Shift for 4 with an untapper. There's an Aftermath Analyst on the field, and with the Scape Shift, we have 3 types in the graveyard. So we don't have Delirium yet, but we can add some mana with the cards that we're Scape Shifting for, and sacrifice the Analyst to put the 4th type in. That will turn on Delirium for the Shifting Woodland.
So coming out of this turn, Will is going to be in a strong place.
There might be a world where JB is just dead.
Yeah, I think so. And the tap of the table gives away the classic, I'm looking for a line. So
yeah, so we can get Lotus Field, Shifting Woodland, and then say an Echoing Deeps or a Vesuva, something like that, depending on what Will needs as the 4th land, potentially even an Urza's Cave to introduce that into the combo, where you can then, part of the loop, you can use that to get every land out of your deck.
I think you have called this spot on.
And Aftermath Analyst can sacrifice using the floating mana, return all the lands that are, of course, going to be sacrificed due to the Lotus Fields, and then you combo from there.
Oh, well called, Scott.
I have played a little bit of Primeval Titan in my day. I've spent a lot of time losing to it more recently.
JB, as we mentioned, modern relative newbie, but not magic newbie. So
knows what he's doing at least. But what we can do here is we can use the Lotus Field mana to sacrifice the Urza's Cave, put the extra land into the graveyard, get an extra land in response to these Lotus Field triggers. So we are going up on lands.
Echoing Deeps, right? Good old Edge of Eternity's alt arts.
Yeah, not 100% sure. Could be a Mirror Pool, which you can just introduce to then do the Infinite Analyst thing. We have 4 mana floating, so just enough to activate the Analyst itself. And that, as I said, that puts the 4th type in the graveyard for the Analyst to be looped with the Shifting Woodland. So you can always use the Lotus Fields to sacrifice one of these Urza Sagas and make sure that you're maintaining the 4 types for Delirium. And then we can loop from here. Will's hand's moving very quickly. He knows what he's doing with this deck.
Yeah, we're not fast forward, everyone. Just so you know.
I actually lost to Will in the last Mega Modern. I was playing Boros, I think.
Yeah.
And Will just summarily embarrassed me with Primeval Titan in his deck. Knows exactly what he's doing. So floating 2 mana off of those. We do have roughly 1 billion mana available here. So at this point, we're not in a point where Will is going to be running out of mana. No. We just need to demonstrate the combo appropriately, and then JB will probably be scooping them up.
Yeah.
As we don't traditionally see 0 mana interaction from Tron in game 1.
This the obviously minus anything that's been said between the players. This is a rather high stakes match, so they do walk away with quite a lot of cardboard.
Yeah, we're playing for 4 boxes here, which is quite a bit in modern day, especially with the price of packs going up as ever, and 1 billion mana, Urza's Cave being sacrificed. Essentially
showing the Titan.
I think it's 4 boxes across standard legal sets.
Yes, and I'm not sure if they get a choice or whether they... I have seen piles which look like...
There are just mountains of boxes.
It looks like they go in like Eternity's Dragonstorm, and I believe they're doing Outlaws of Thunder Junction is in one of them, which again, crazy price because of Bristly Bill, right? So
so it is 4 different standard boxes. Thank you, Spider's Web. So Teleria West picked up into the hand before these Lotus Field sacrifices happen, and we have maintained Delirium. I believe we are in a loop state here.
I believe so. We are watching like this. Yeah, be shortcutted. A request that you're okay with that. And there is a judge just peering over the side. So for those of you watching, like the judge is kind of like taking note of the loop being demonstrated, what's actually happening.
Yeah, I think Will is just explaining what's happening. We are going to infinitely loop. We have the Teleria West available, so we can go and take your pick, Primeval Titan.
This would have been a mass. I really hope, we don't obviously see, we maybe need to like go back, look at JB's hand. I hope they did. I hope they didn't have an Ugin, because an Ugin would have meant you would have got rid of the Analyst and slowed this down, right?
Yeah, you can stop the combo line specifically. It doesn't look like JB actually had an Ugin. Obviously, there was the choice to potentially play the Thought-Knot Seer.
Yeah.
Which we don't know if that would have worked. It would have taken away the scape shift.
Yeah, which enabled all that, right? So
yeah,
JB has very much a toolbox sideboard because of the Khans. So is there anything that you bring in main to slow this down?
I think taking a card off of Khan can add a mana tax to these sideboard cards that you can't really afford against Titan.
Yeah.
So it didn't look like to me that JB actually sideboarded anything there. I am just going to go fix the camera. Though.
Yeah, that just took a little bit of a knock. And that's mainly due to the lack of sideboard is mainly due to cards still being main board. There'll be probably very unlikely any disruption, but Will may have Pith and Needle to like stop the Khan. The Khan is annoying, to say the least. And like Will acknowledge that they're disruptible by the kind of stuff that Khan will have. Can you ask them to change the play mat? It's one of the Titan player has a charm mat. That's interesting. I'll allow that just for the chat. But JB is a very avid Star Wars fan. Not the TCG, which is this playmat is from, but a very avid fan. This is their lucky and also favorite playmat. And yeah, the Titan player with the Tron matchup is a little bit of a moment. We just reacted in chat how like the Titan player having the Tron playmat is a little bit tilting.
Lol.
It's a little bit of a lol. GB looks like the day has just hit them. The monster has worn off. and
JB was very open with me about how this is a matchup that he's really not happy with. As we said, the only real interaction to speak of is Thought-Knot Seer. That's the only real effective one. Playing that on turn 2 off, say, an Ugin's Labyrinth and an Eldrazi Temple or 2 Eldrazi Temples can be a way that we can slow the Titan player down. But that was Titan playing on the draw and just losing anyway. Bowers, how we doing? Did you lose in the semis? Or?
Yeah.
So Adam Bowers, local Cardiff player to us, despite being a Yank, lost in the semis, and he has got a box of Wilds of Eldraine, a box of Aether Drift, Outlaws of Thunder Junction, Tarkir Dragonstorm, Edge of Eternities, and Innistrad Remastered. So not a bad day's work.
Not so bad. I came in expecting to do my normal, go to Axion, place 10, miss top 8, get something.
Qualified for the Invitational as well now.
Might have to go. You might have to go to the Invitational.
Please shout Axion now. If you've enjoyed the coverage today, shout them. Get us working the Invitational.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to work the Invitational so we can cheer on the boys.
We can watch Bowers finish 10th in that as well.
My bike battery.
Oh, where is that?
It's back here. I couldn't be sitting it.
So we started off with a Flash Raker.
Figure out how to get this home on my bike. Trump.
Ask for a carry bag.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Flash Raker. Well done, Bowers. Well played. I mean, it's Tom Law versus someone in the final. I guess in the final started. So
Hammer or Eldrazi, I think.
Hammer winning will be so spicy. That's incredible.
Massiege is still running the tables with Colossus Hammer in his deck. He is gaming.
Massiege came to a pre-release show recently.
Just gamer.
What a gamer.
Loves it. So what do we have here? We had turn 1 Mind Stone, turn 2 Glaring Flesh Raker, and that looks like an Amulet of Vigor on turn 1.
Hammer might win by a tap. That's incredible, right? We'll have to tap them up for a chat.
Yeah. If Hammer wins, that is going to be a story. That's going to be mentioned in places.
That is a Get Your Deck Out podcast chat. That is, if they do have Discord to chat to us.
So, Glaring Flesh Raker is going to start clocking Will here quite quickly. So, Expedition Map, making a Scion.
The judge call about what happens next and ordering Piffin Needle? Is that Piffin Needle under the...
Is that Pithing Needle or an Amulet of Vigor? I think that's an Amulet of Vigor, right?
Okay.
Judges come to the table.
Bowers is... I don't realize Bowers means that he's currently, like, letting us be able to, like, voice over what they're doing in, like, the future. Is like...
So, just a clarification, I think, on how Glaring Flesh Raker is going to work. It might have been that JB didn't announce the trigger to deal damage on the spawn entering. Oh no, Will's gone down to 19, so I think just a clarification. Thought-Knot Seer as a follow-up is really nice as well, so that's going to deal an extra 2 damage. One for the spawn and 1 for the Thought-Knot Seer as well. And we get to Thoughtseize our opponent and take away one of their cards.
Absolutely.
Scapeshift and 5 lands.
Here we go. And whilst they now consider... Oh no, there was...
Scapeshift, 5 lands.
Yeah. Very easy choice. A couple of shout-outs we've seen on socials. Get a shout-out, results on Chat Magic today. Jake Goldie, top 8 in. Shout out the Templar MTG boys who are currently watching this in the car on the way to food. I hope it's Nando's, boys. I really do. If it's not Nando's and you didn't ask for a local recommendation, you are throwing
Equity Spew.
Equity Spew.
So sacrificing the spawns to get the expedition map out of here.
I think this really changes the potential for this round, right? For this match here now.
Yeah, so Will just sitting with 5 lands in hand.
Scapeship would have done stuff, but this slows them right down.
Yes, indeed. So I think there was a Lotus Field in hand as well. That can actually slow down the Scapeshift combo turns as well. So it limits the amount of mana that you can actually make. So Urza's Saga popping off with floating 1 mana. And
Pithing Needle?
I'd assume just a second Amulet of Vigor.
Really?
What's Pithing Needle for? Mind Stone?
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Everything else is triggered abilities. So we're doubling up on the amulets. There is a Lotus Field in hand. So that's 6 mana by itself. And if there is a Titan drawn at any point here, then we could just see it being slammed. Double Amulet, that might just be good enough to win the game. So floating a blue mana, untapping the Growth Chamber twice, and we can use that to channel the Teleria West and get a Summoner's Pact. So we're not necessarily winning exactly this turn.
But you can build
We are
very big board.
setting up to win next turn. So we have 4 mana off the Growth Chamber and 1 off the Urza Saga. It costs 3 mana to channel the Teleria West. So we have, I assume, a green and a blue left. That could be used to cast and explore, or even, say, another amulet.
Yeah, there's the pact.
We'll shrugging, taking the Summoner's Pact and setting up. So we basically need to see another Thought-Knot Seer here from JB.
Yeah.
Or he's dead.
Yeah, basically.
We need to see another Thought-Knot Seer, or we need to see these amulets get gone real quick.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain there is no point where Will can actually whiff if he is untapping with 2 amulets with the lands in hand that we saw.
Okay. So JB playing
A Tron land is
just mana at this point.
not what we want to see. Cycling the Mind Stone, digging real deep, looking for that Thought-Knot Seer. There is an Ugin in hand. We're a little ways away from casting that. Cracking in for 6 with the Flesh Raker and the Thought-Knot Seer. And another Glaring Flesh Raker. So realistically...
good, but not going to be the winning line.
Yeah, so we make the spawn off that. We deal a damage off the first Flesh Raker. Then the second Flesh Raker enters and we deal another damage.
Yeah. So just work. That's it. Working out that it's 1 then 2.
Yeah, so Will is down to 9. He's dead next turn, but I don't think JB is going to get another turn.
Yeah.
I love how we're saying that with Will has 1 land on the board.
That's incredible that this deck still exists.
You're just going to die.
It shows how high the skill ceiling is on doing the deck or playing the deck well, that they can let this still exist. Because your average Magic player, aka me, will be given this to play, and I probably will never combo because I'll never figure it out.
I don't think that's an excuse for leaving a deck that is problematic to be legal. Look at KCI's banning, for example. However, I'm of the opinion that Amulet Titan, despite being tier 0 through multiple different metas, including Hogak, Nadu, however that copy pasta goes, I don't care. This deck is fine.
Do you think, Will basically, I'm going to say Will probably whiffed and probably is now going it's risky, but do I go for it?
I think you have to, because you're staring down 8 points of power on the other side of the board. So Will is naturally at 1. Any spell from JB is enough, and he's going to be untapping with at least 6 mana available. So we're going. Lotus Field, Simic Growth Chamber. We've got 8
We're
mana.
going.
We're going to be casting the Summoner's Pact.
Cue to the editors speeding this up with the...
We might be in a world where we need to Summoner's Pact for an Aftermath Analyst and hope we hit a Shifting Woodland. Yeah. I don't know if Amulet Titan can do this by itself, but you can get you can get a Primeval Titan, you can get Bounce Land plus Teleria West.
Do you think...
No, that doesn't work. You can get Mirror Pool.
I wonder how many reps Will has on this.
Oh, we're sending it on the Analyst. So I think the plan is to just simply mill the Shifting Woodland.
How do you hate it out? Well, you could, in certain colors, you could just remove all the artifacts, like meltdown.
Force of Vigor, Meltdown,
Vigor.
Consign to Memory, Annul, Spell Pierce. If you want to target Amulet Titan really hard, just play Mill.
Yeah.
Mill basically can't lose. Yeah, Simic Ritual, the blue-green deck with Icefang Coatlan, Abhorrent Oculus, you're playing Flare of Denials.
Love that
thing.
deck.
You've got Besagus, you can really hit them on a lot of different angles. So, there was an Urza Saga, there's the Teleria West, a Mirror Pool, and a Simic Growth Chamber. So, with the Lotus Field and the Teleria West, can we add enough mana to Titan? Some of these
Hopefully.
Titan decks do only play 2 Summoners Pacts. So, this Teleria West can go and find a Shifting Woodland, but there might be no way to put it in the graveyard. There is a Lotus Field still available in the deck. So if we Simic Growth Chamber can bounce the Teleria West to hand, we can channel the Teleria West, go and get a Summoner's Pact, use the mana to play a Primeval Titan, which can then go and find the second Lotus Field and the Shifting Woodland. That puts those into the graveyard. You can... Oh, you need the Shifting Woodland to stay around, so you don't actually need the second Lotus Field.
Do you know one thing I'd say is being the judge right now? I respect, like, because you gotta.
What about being the commentator?
Be the
I know we'll talk through these lines.
Well, we can still, but we can get it wrong. But like the judge like needs to watch what's happening. JB is correctly just asking for, because this is very important. Like ultimately, JP gets to untap.
Yeah, so in the middle of this Aftermath Analyst activation, a Mycosynth Garden has become a 3rd amulet. So I don't think mana's going to be too much of an issue here, provided we have enough where we can channel Teleria West, get another Summoner's Pact, play an Amulet Titan, play a Primeval Titan. But as I said, some of these lists do only play 2 Summoner's Pacts now. So sacrificing some lands to Lotus Field, Will just mapping out this turn.
Yeah.
Teleria West back into hand off the Simic Growth Chamber. Working away with the pen and paper, just making sure no mistakes are made.
Honestly, the mind of a Titan player is just something that needs studying.
Yeah, we're 11 rounds deep into today.
Like for me, even if I would just jam 11 rounds of stock boss energy, I'd be frazzled.
Yeah, and Will has been doing this exact equation that he's seeing the matrix in his mind now, all the numbers moving through, the numbers Mason, what do they mean? And we've been live on Twitch for 11 hours.
And if Will has been practicing this on Magic Online, I would love to see the calluses on their fingers, because they'd have bigger calluses than someone who's been in a rock band for 25 years, because this is some incredible...
Primeval Titan is blue-collar magic. We're working away. We're hard in the mines.
You're goldfishing. You're goldfishing on your tabletop.
So channeling the T West. I think there is another Summoner's Pact there, but it's not quite as simple as just finding Summoner's Pact by the looks.
So do they get to build a wall of defense which will help save them, or do they have to just win here?
I think they just have to win here with 2 Glaring Flesh Rakers on the other side of the board. You're just so in danger of just dying to, say, a Kozilek's command, making the spawns and using it essentially as a burn spell.
Yeah. To be honest, at this point, I bet JB is just enjoying the respite of the day, just going like, I might untap and then I win. But
yeah, and all the hard work here is Will having to do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, please pay attention to what your opponents are doing.
Yeah, and you don't want to like effectively check them out of the game with a misstep, but you also don't want them to cheat you either. So getting a Grazer,
Summoner's Pact for an Arboreal Grazer.
they get to play this land, which tap.
That is a Mirror Pool, I believe. Yeah, Deathfaust, this is the finals of our Chocolate Top 8.
It is unknown information to us if we know the finals has started, which started about 20 minutes into this. So we may only be able to report the winner. Unfortunately, we might not be able to actually cut to the overall final.
So Mirror Pool making a copy of an Arboreal Grazer, putting in a Shifting Woodland from hand. I think we have enough mana to activate this, I would assume. So we're getting 3 green mana off the Woodland itself. Woodland can copy the Analyst, sacrifice the Analyst. Is there Delirium? There's an Urza's Saga. There's Summoners Pact and an Aftermath analyst, so there is Delirium.
Top 8 was a mixture. We can confirm Hammer is in the finals.
Yeah.
The store is very quiet now, hence why we haven't kind of like lost our mind. It is
Wow. Will finding the out and roaring in victory.
wonderful, wonderful magic there. That is going to wrap up our coverage for day 1 of the Mega Modern.